The next thing we look at is the domain name. Um, the domain name is really the foundation of your web presence. It means so much. It's your brand name that people remember. It tells people what you are, who you are, and it tells people what your business is. It's the address that does pretty much everything on your website. So what kind of domain do we choose? Well, for many years now, there have been so many different domains have come out: .co's, .nets, .infos, .xxx. We don't want to get them. We want to stick with the best, and that has always been the .com domain name. It looks much better and is trusted so much more, especially when it comes to e-commerce. It's just a trustworthy domain. People just know it. They remember it, and it means you don't have to educate your market to enter a different domain ending like .co or .info. Also, try to remember that the shorter your domain name in length, that is much better. The less someone has to type into the URL field, or the less someone has to remember, the better when it comes to your domain and your branding. So try to look out for a two-word domain name, not very long. And you may have heard people talking about the use of hyphens within domain names. Don't bother with hyphens. You may have heard they were good years ago and they separated the words and it made it made it easier for search engines to read, but that isn't the way anymore. Also, you want to make sure that your domain is easy to spell. A lot of people direct link to websites, and if your name is far too difficult to spell, then people mess up with the link and you can lose a lot of good quality traffic. Um, so don't use numbers within your domain names, and don't try to be smart and confuse people. Like, don't use domains that are not correctly spelled, like domains that use maybe Z's instead of S's to make words. Something like wordsmith. So that would be, instead of wordsmith, it would be wordzmith.com. Now, one of the best places that I know to actually find great domain names for your store is a website called leandomainsearch.com. So what I want you to do, guys, is actually go to Lean Domain Search. And now if you already have an idea for what your website is going to be about, the kind of store that you want to sell, I want you to put it in here. So put your keyword in here. So let's say you were selling ooh, say go Russian dolls again. Russian, what is it? And click search. Okay, so what it does is it comes up with all of the different .com domain names that are available for you to use. So imagine like Russian Dolls Online. How about Russian Dolls World? Let's click this. All right, RussianDollsWorld.com is still available, but the Russian Dolls World is too long to be used as a Twitter name, so maybe you wouldn't want to use it. Now, I think Russian Dolls World is a fantastic name, but you can't use it on Twitter. Now, that's completely up to you. I don't use Twitter very much for selling. I mostly use Facebook, so again, up to you. But Russian Dolls World is available. Maybe if we search for something different, maybe go for football. How about NFL shirts? So look at NFL shirts group online world. I like the NFL shirts world.com or the NFL shirts shop. All of these are available. Let's click on NFL shirts shop. Okay, the .com is still available, guys. So you get the idea here. You can go in, you can search for your shirts, or not your shirts, excuse me. You can search for your domain names, and then you can go and you can register with GoDaddy or Bluehost. My recommendation is registering with GoDaddy though. Okay, so that I want you to go start playing a little bit, seeing how you can use this cool little website to find great names for your future store.